Here. No, he won't. No, he won't, because the committee investigating the riot doesn't have powers of prosecution. But I guess if they could unearth some form of evidence to say he incited it in some way, and see, this is where I'm still personally split on it, because I don't know if just by being there and using a certain tone, and this is what the argument is basically from, say, the people who want to prosecute him, right? They're saying, just by being there and telling people that their election has been stolen and pointing them in a certain direction is enough to say you've caused, if you didn't do that, this wouldn't have happened. And I can't disagree with that. But on the other hand, when you're talking about the law, it comes a lot more technical than that. And I think if he, and I know this because I have watched that whole speech, because I was just curious. I wanted to see what happened. I didn't personally see him say anything along the lines of, we need to march into that building, we need to do this, you need to do this specific thing. It was just a lot of boasty rhetoric, which is what Trump is known for, saying so many things. But obviously, he was the president of the United States as well, and this is where the whole Trump dilemma is how much can one person, who is someone like Trump, who is, for lack of a better word, charismatic in terms of he has a lot of, he operates almost entirely off of charisma in a way. Like, it's all about how he engages with people and communicates things, whether you like it or don't like it. That is kind of the character of Trump. So that in turn leads to a lot of influence and a lot of sway over how people feel and think, and that is, without a doubt, I think he has proven if he can do one thing, it is get into the minds of a lot of people, and he did that. So there is a responsibility that comes with that, but it just doesn't seem like he is someone who either understands entirely the responsibility that he has with that, or he does, but he's absolutely taking advantage of that to a degree. If there's one thing I can say about Trump, I don't think he's a stupid person. We're going to take some more calls coming on 0800 844 747. You can text on 3920 as well. I'm just going to jump to a quick break and I'll get through some more of your texts and calls next. Geometric Talk.
Join the conversation now. 0800 844 747 or text 3920. Summer on Magic Talk. Hunter Home Summer Sale is now on. There's at least 25% off everything. Save $1,500 on the stylish Jimmy Corner sheet, plus 25% off everything store-wide.
playing Web Wonk's cricket trivia. How do you play?
Text in the right answer and you're in the draw to win.
I'll need more.
$100 cash.
Correct. Finish this sentence. Cricket trivia is brought to you by Web Wonk's.
Doctors for your Google data.
Correct. Cricket trivia this summer.
Magic Talk and Rover.
For more information on the Magic Music and Talk Radio Network, check out magic.co.nz. Magic Talk with Oscar Jackson. 0800 844 747. Hello. How you doing? Good to have you. It's 22 past 5 on Magic Talk, and look, we're talking Trump. I've missed Trump. I'm going to be honest with you. I've missed him. I've missed that guy. I don't think he should have codes to the nukes. Personally, I don't reckon that's the guy for it. But I enjoy him. I gotta admit, I enjoy him. And well, he may also be a criminal. He may not be. I don't know. I don't like to make my rulings on that until the courts have done that, and I can see as much evidence is laid out, and good arguments as well. I think there's an argument to be made for hearing evidence and arguments around those evidence. That's why I quite like the whole court system thing. I think it's quite a good one. Until that's, corrupted. But I think they'll probably try and have a pretty, if they do a court session with Trump, there'll be a lot of eyes on it. It's hard to faff about one of those ones, isn't it? Let us know your thoughts. 0800 844 747. You can text on 3920 as well. Talking about Trump, we've got Gerard calling up. Gerard, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How's things?
I'm very well, thank you. What are you talking calling up about Trump riots? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I thought at the end of that rally, didn't he say, listen to law enforcement, go home in peace, have a peaceful night. He may well have sat back and watched that happen. But I think, I mean, that's what he said to the crowd.
I'm trying to remember the exact last words and what they were. I think he did say go in peace. I feel like I do remember that. I'm going to have to brush up on this again now. But I think there is that for me it falls into two camps. It's like, I'm a big believer in personal responsibility. I think that the buck always stops with you at the end of the day. So if you decide to enter into a building, and I don't care how much mob mentality there is or who said what, and I do believe in the laws of say call to action, and that would be, I think, the law they'd be trying to get them under, although I don't think they can because they didn't specifically say it. But if you call to action violence, if you say to a group of people you need to beat that person up, whatever it is, then you're obviously liable as well. So I don't know if that's what they're trying to get them under. But so you have that in one camp, but then you also have this idea of like, well, if you commit crime, you should be doing the time, right? Which, I don't know.
I think it's a fairly nuanced thing. It's problematic from both sides of the equation. But I think terms like insurrection, coup, and terrorism are a little bit strong. I should just probably play my hand and say I'm a geopolitical junkie. Right now it's about Kazakhstan, Crimea, and Russia. So it's not like I'm an Americanist. I like to watch what's going on in the world and what's happening.
Yeah.
And I knew that January 6th, like anyone, it was going to be a big day. So I followed a couple of live streamers. Now you can go find footage for yourself, but I watched it live when security opened the door for some of those people.
Yep.
There was elderly people inside that building, and they've now been termed the mega Mimas, which I think is a throwback to the movie Horrible Bosses, where he laughs at Jason Bateman for saying his Mima had died, or his grandma Mima or something.
Right.
So here are these elderly people walking around inside this building, staying within the velvet ropes. Photos of stuff. There was people running around in there breaking stuff. There was people yelling out threats. There was people in there smoking weed. Another way that people don't often look at it is if we can subscribe slightly to my argument that perhaps that was more spontaneous than people would like to believe, it didn't look like an entirely organized group of America, we'd be watching it live from around the world, like we did 9/11.
Yeah.
The other thing is, no one ever talks about Black Lives Matters and Antifa burning down the presidential chapel and the guardhouse on the perimeter. So it's a little bit loaded. Like Speaker Pelosi won't release any of the internal security footage by Washington Capitol Hill Police. So there's a whole lot of smoke and mirrors on both ends of the event.
There's definitely a different media reaction to it, and it's funny, Gerard, that you bring that up, because some context. So I guess it was literally a year ago today, I was sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in right now, and I was doing a radio show as, just filling in and just doing it as I would expect. And as I was getting into the seat, we had the TV on, and the producer was saying, "Oh yeah, things are starting to heat up at this, no, it wasn't the inauguration, was it? It was at this Trump rally and at the Capitol Hill, and it wasn't until I was sort of explaining things as it was happening, sort of probably like how the first person doing the live stream was. As I was watching it, I think I was watching it through Fox at the time actually, and the thing that I was trying to come to grips with is I was hearing people say, "Oh, we were flicking between CNN and Fox." That's right. And CNN was saying this is domestic terrorism. And it was all these big hot buzzwords, and I was then flicking over to Fox trying to just get the full picture. And they were just showing crowds of people standing outside, protesting. And my initial reaction to this was, it was absolute frustration that in this moment where you had obviously people from the Republican side, what looked like just peaceful protests, at least at the start, were being labeled as domestic terrorism. Meanwhile, at a lot of these Black Lives Matter protests where people were burning buildings down and rioting, and they weren't protesters. And I think it is so important in both occasions and for both sides to separate your protesters from your rioters, because as soon as you start breaking stuff, you're not protesting anymore, or you start hurting anyone, you're not protesting anymore. You are in the other camp.
You're absolutely right on that, and it's become a breeding ground for, on one hand, agent provocateurs from the state, and then on the other hand, political ideologists who are extremists, and they'll try and leverage that situation any way they can. Both groups, agent provocateurs, they'll do whatever is necessary to gain their results. So, like I said, there's smoke and mirrors all over the place.
What did you... No, thank you. I just wanted to quickly ask you, what did you think of the Rittenhouse thing? I'm assuming you followed that. However
bad I thought legacy media had got, I had no idea it would stoop to those levels, that even 48 hours after a verdict, there was still international news organizations reporting that he had killed 3 black people.
Who was doing that?
I wish it was someone major. It wasn't the New York Post. It was as big as them.
If you want to stick around,
a really big organization.
I've got to
probably clear up for people listening too, because people might still be getting it wrong.
Well, hang on. So if you wait here, Gerard, because I've actually just got to quickly throw to a news break. But if you want to stick around, we can bring you back on. We can have a little chat about it if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right, hold there, Gerard, and we'll be back. Because I found the Rittenhouse thing was another example of some really, really interesting media relationships in terms of reporting. So much information that came out later on in the trials. Stuff that, and as Gerard said, a lot of people thought that it was, a few, I think it was black people that they thought that Kyle Rittenhouse had shot, which is not the case at all. So we're going to go into that next. So if you want to stick around, Jerome will have a little chat around that, and perhaps you've got some thoughts on that as well. 0800 844 747. You can text on 3920 as well. We'll be coming back to that next on Magic Talk.
Magic Talk. Anywhere, anytime. Crystal clear on Rover. Download the app now. It's heating up this summer with live ball-by-ball coverage of the Black Caps taking on Bangladesh, Australia, South Africa and the Netherlands.
Oh, ball, beautifully bowled. Tim Southey into Jason Holder. That one looks like it's just nipped away.
Coverage brought to you by Generation Home, proud to sponsor international cricket coverage.
Magic Talk and Rover, your home for all Black Caps cricket this summer.